She said I was her everything, the one she prayed for, the one she couldn't live without. But the moment I saw her with him, my own brother, I realized love doesn't always die. Sometimes it rots quietly behind your back. My name is Daniel, 29 years old. I thought I had everything: a stable job, a loving fiancé, and a brother who'd always had my back. Her name was Emily. She came into my life like sunlight through a storm. Every morning, she'd send a good morning text with a heart emoji, and every night, she'd call just to say, "I love you more today than yesterday." We had been planning our wedding for 6 months. My brother Ethan, my best man, helped me choose the ring. He joked, "Man, if you don't marry her fast, someone else will." I didn't know he meant himself. It started with little things. Emily began cancelling our date nights. She said work was crazy. Her texts became shorter, her calls more distracted. One night, she said, "Daniel, I'm just tired. You're overthinking everything." But the way she avoided my eyes told me otherwise. Ethan, on the other hand, started acting strangely too. He'd stop by less often, and when he did, he'd leave the moment Emily entered the room. At first, I thought maybe they're awkward around each other. But deep down, something felt off. One evening, Emily forgot her phone at my apartment. I wasn't the type to snoop, but when it buzzed non-stop, curiosity won. It was a message from E. A, same place tonight? A, can't stop thinking about last night. My heart froze. E, could have been anyone, but I knew. My brother's name started with E. I called Ethan that night. He didn't pick up. Then, I called Emily. Straight to voicemail. Hours passed. I barely slept. The next evening, I told myself I was being paranoid. I drove to her apartment to surprise her with dinner and flowers to make things right. Her car wasn't in the driveway, but my brother's was. I walked toward the door, each step heavier than the last. Through the window, I saw shadows, movement and laughter. Her laugh, that same laugh that once made me believe I was the luckiest man alive. I knocked. No answer. So I used my spare key. The world stopped. They were in each other's arms, half-dressed, whispering things I can never unhear. Emily's face went pale when she saw me. "Daniel," she started, her voice trembling. I dropped the flowers. Ethan stepped forward, guilt written all over him. "I didn't mean for this to happen," he said. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because my mind couldn't process the pain. "You didn't mean to? You meant every word when you told me to marry her fast, didn't you?" Emily started crying. "I love you both." I was confused. "Confused?" I said. "No, Emily. You were caught." I walked out that night. I didn't shout, didn't break anything. I just left. My mother tried to bring us together to talk it out, but how do you talk when your heart feels like ashes? Ethan moved away a few months later. Emily tried calling me, messages full of apologies, promises, and regret. I never replied. A year later, I received a letter in the mail. No name, no return address, just a handwriting I could never forget. "Daniel, I know you hate me, and you should, but I need you to know the truth. I was pregnant. I didn't know whose child it was, yours or Ethan's. I panicked. I chose the wrong path. I lost everything. Please forgive me, not for me, but for you. Don't let this break your heart forever." I stared at that letter for hours. Not out of love, but out of closure. Because that's when I realized forgiveness isn't for them. It's for yourself. Sometimes The people who say they'll never hurt you are the ones who teach you what pain truly means. Love doesn't always end with hate, sometimes it ends with understanding. And as I let go of both Emily and Ethan, I learned something priceless. Betrayal can break your heart, but it can also rebuild your strength. For more stories of love, betrayal, and heartbreak, don't forget to subscribe to Fake Love Tales. Like, share, and keep watching.